What's happening, guys? My name is KJ, and today I want to go over Outriders. Relatively new, came out in April, and I know a lot of people have been apprehensive about actually getting it. We've all been burned before by games that promise a lot of cool stuff. I'm talking about Cyberpunk. Terrible, but hopefully this right here will give you guys kind of an idea of whether or not you should buy. The only thing I ask is that you do like the video to help build this small channel, and subscribe if this information is useful to you. Just to give a quick rundown of Outriders for those in the back that don't know anything about it, you basically are a part of a group of people called, you guessed it, Outriders. You're like soldiers, crazy Rambo type people from Earth, and the entire human race has left planet Earth to this planet called Enoch, and doing what humans do best, colonize, right? But then as you're exploring and doing your colonization walk through the woods, you get hit by crazy voodoo space magic. Now you have powers. Alright, so let's go over gameplay. Basically, you have a mission, they tell you to go to this location, you go down this beaten path, you kill whatever you see, and you get to your objective. That's pretty much how it works. It's very, from point A to point B. Now, here's the thing. Combat is rewarding. As you're going through the world, shredding everything you see, whether it be indigenous or otherwise, you do feel a sense of accomplishment, especially when you make them pop. Like literally, when I say pop, as in like they explode, right? That has a very special part in my heart. And the damage counters and everything, you're always trying to see how much more damage you can get out of it. And believe me, things get crazy high when it comes to those damage counters, as you're seeing in the gameplay right now. If you notice, these damage, the damage that's going off into the air is ridiculous. That actually brings me to my next point, which is the mechanics and architecture of the game. The way the team of Outriders has set everything up, it allows for ridiculous builds. Like, I'm talking, you can create these builds that has you speed running through the hardest levels on the hardest difficulties, just completely mincing the hardest bosses. It's absolutely ridiculous. And to me, I personally feel that's one of the main selling points of this game. It's just the fact that everything has been put together in such a way that stacks damage upon damage upon damage. And we all love a game that stacks damage or any other kind of attribute or ability. So that right there leads into the next one, the skills. You get to choose 3 skills to use at any given time. So it's for me, I wish you could have 4, but that's just me being greedy. I'm guessing they did 3 just to kind of keep things balanced in a way. But definitely when you can kind of put them together and mix match them, use them to kind of create these combos, yeah, it definitely gets a lot of fun. The next thing from there would be mods. Now, Outriders has a whole lot of mods, right? They have level 1 through 3 tier 3 mods, and they get pretty wild. And I don't want to get into too much detail about what they can do or what they have in terms of abilities, but in the gameplay that you're seeing right now, there's some mods going on here. You could probably tell from the things falling from the sky and the explosions going off everywhere. So that right there in no way means that the game is easy though, right? Even though you see me shredding everyone, this has been developed over time and through many deaths. I have died many times developing this build. Oh, and if you want to actually see like this build broken down piece by piece, just put some comments down below, let me know, and I'll post it up. I'll probably make that the next video that I post. Now we're going into the loot. There is a lot of loot in this game, especially when it comes to legendaries, right? And we all love legendaries, especially in a looter shooter. Any game that has loot, we love legendaries, and there's a lot. I believe there's 40 plus legendaries in this game, and there's a lot of them that are, absolutely ridiculous, right? So that's one thing you do have, something to look forward to, is that there's a plethora of weapons and legendary items. Now that I've jellied your toast with the sweet side of the game, I kind of want to go into the darker side of Outriders. At launch, the game was bad. It was just really bad. It was crashing every minute. The bugs were horrendous. You would be playing and all of a sudden you couldn't use your skills. You couldn't shoot. All you could do is run around and get slapped in the back of the head. Like many times I wouldn't be able to do anything unless I died. And if I was soloing a high tier mission or expedition, you can see where that might be problematic. So that definitely put a damper on things. And when it came to connecting with either randoms or friends, it was just almost non-existent. We had times when we were able to play, and the few times that we were able to get on and play together, it would crash or it would be buggy and it would just be awful. I was so close to putting down the game. But on those off times where we were able to actually get into a match that didn't crash, I actually had a lot of fun. And that was the only thing that saved me from just deleting it off of my PlayStation 4 and moving on. So you might be sitting there in your underwear questioning yourself, well, KJ, that was at launch. What about now? How's it going now? Well, I'm glad you asked, person in your underwear, because they're actually going in and fixing things. If you can believe that, because I am not used to dev teams going in and listening to their players and fixing the issues. Like for example, when, I don't know if you remember the Anthem fiasco where they would promise this, that, and didn't do any of this and that, or if they did, it was too late. By that time, the entire player base basically left it into the dust. But these guys are actually listening and they're doing something about it. So, they're going in, fixing things. Now, 3 months later, they've done a few patches, they've done a few fixes, and I'm actually really happy because, for example, when you played as a trickster, you would do the little spinny move. Now, there was a bug where after you did the little spinny move, you couldn't move. And they fixed that. Remember when I said that there's all this loot in the game, there's 40 plus legendaries and all this good stuff? Yeah, that's all well and good, but good luck getting any. The loot system was bad. You would get the same 5 to 10 legendaries all the time, and that's if you got any. You would complete expeditions and just not get anything. You would complete them on gold. It could be a tier 15. You would just not get anything. And you would have this going on for 3 and 4 and 5 games of just not getting anything. And then when you would actually get a legendary, you would feel a sense of joy and huzzah and zeal. It would be the same legendary gear you got 6 games ago, or legendary gun you got 6 games ago. And this alludes to the point of the dev team actually listening and fixing things. They realized that the game was too much of a grind, so they doubled the drop rate of everything across the board. Doubled the drop rate of everything. So if, let's say, for example, one of the missions had a drop rate of 20% for legendaries, it was doubled to 40%. If it was a drop rate of 25%, it was doubled to 50%. So you get the idea. But the point is that the dev team is listening. And to be honest, with the issues, with the problems, the bugs and all, I found myself coming back time and time again. Not just me, my friends, even though it was frustrating, even I knew we might crash at any moment, we still really enjoyed playing it on a regular basis. And this is the main game we play right now, right? This is the main game I play even by myself. So it's not even a case where I need to have my friends online for me to enjoy it. I'm actually going ahead and enjoy it because I want to try mix match builds, and just the simple fact of being able to mix match and try different builds and see how much more damage you can gain, that's definitely rewarding once you've gone in, you kind of put things together and you're literally just making people pop and shredding everything. And that actually is a testament to their architecture and their mechanics, especially the class point system. They allow you to reset your points every time. They also allow you to dismantle gear or weapons and get the mod from that gear weapon. I've never seen another game give you the ability to take a mod from one gun or armor and put it on another. They definitely knocked it out the park with that system. That mod system is probably the single best thing about Outriders. It just opens up so many doors for so many punishing builds. You could literally get a gun that is absolute trash, but That mod is nice though, and you break it down and just put it on your strongest weapon. Or you can get a pair of gloves or boots that has a mod that could really work well with your current armor set, and you just break it down and just put it on that armor set. So that to me is probably one of the best things about Outriders. It's that mod system, that the mechanics on that are amazing. So basically, to answer the question of should you buy, is it good enough? Well, that depends on what you're willing to put up with. Are you okay with a few bugs, a few problems, but awesome gameplay? Because at the end of the day, Outriders is a blast to play, and it has gotten better from the dev team really coming in and fixing things, so that makes it all the better. And I hope that this review here has given you a little bit more insight as to whether you should pull the trigger and, you know, just get into it or not. But you know, let me know what you think. Let me know if this was informative for you. So don't forget to like and subscribe and turn on that notification bell. You know, it really helps the channel out, and it keeps you up to date on all the future videos that I'm gonna be posting. Like I said, my next video is most likely gonna be that trickster build that I have here in the video, just shredding everyone, so you can see just how you can kind of put things together for those of you who are actually gonna go ahead and pick up the game, and hopefully that'll give you some more direction. But yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one.